The spiritual lineage of the Universal White Brotherhood was founded by Master Beinsa Douno, also known as Peter Konstantinov Dunov of Bulgaria, in 1897. Master Beinsa Douno taught that the qualities of humility, obedience, honesty, goodness, intelligence, and nobility are foremost in spiritual practice. He explained that one should walk the path of love, wisdom, and truth. The Universal White Brotherhood believes that God is in everything, in the stones, the plants, the water, the air, the animals, and the light. Following the principle of ahimsa, or non-violence, Master Beinsa Douno practiced and preached a vegetarian diet. The Master was also an accomplished musician and composer of many spiritual songs and compositions. Let us now continue to read a selection from Master Beinsa Douno's book, The Law of Nutrition, from the chapter Food, Way of Life. In the following excerpt, the Master elaborates on humanity's current unnatural way of life, particularly regarding its nutritional habits, while sharing his wisdom about it.
Warning: you might find the content herein disturbing, but the truth must be revealed.
Food, way of life. Now we have abandoned that true life and take away a life which is not God's will. We take an animal without it being willing and take away its life. We don't ask it for its consent. It wants to live, but we eat it. This is not a way to live. The great misfortunes, the great sicknesses, neurasthenia, or the physical and mental fatigue accompanied by depression, the consumption which come to this world, are partly due to the extermination of mammals and the cutting down of forests. All the sicknesses are due to the unnatural situation which we allow in the world. We allow ourselves what we should not allow, because we don't have a sacred feeling. We allow ourselves to cut a tree, a plant, just like that, out of mere fancy. There are plants that have lived for 100, 150, 200 years, and in America there are plants which have lived 1,500 to 2,000 years, and Americans cut them down. But because of this arbitrary clearing of forests, of the arbitrary extermination of mammals, there is no other country in the world with so much neurasthenia and so many nervous diseases as America. You may say that this is a mere coincidence. The law is the same everywhere. We cannot do whatever we want. We must do what conforms to the laws of the living nature. The true man eats through his mind. Man is situated amidst two systems, the mental and sympathetic nervous system, and after he departs from this world, these two systems continue to function in the other world. You may say, after death, the body melts away, it rots and disappears. No, there is something which does not disappear from the body, even after man's death. On the contrary, after one dies, that is precisely when he feels even more that he is connected to thousands and millions more creatures. So, no matter what people you used to be connected with before your death, you will feel this connection the strongest. If you were connected to people of the stomach, for example, that connection you will feel most. If you used to be connected with people of the lungs, the strongest connection you will feel will be that with them. Therefore, don't think that when you go to the other world, you will be free. If on the earth you used to be connected to people living only for their stomachs, in the other world you will be connected with their desires, which will constantly bother you. When somebody dies, if he used to love indulging himself in eating, when the physical body disappears, the capability of eating and drinking disappears as well. However, the desire persists, and that is why that person continues to go about those people who eat and drink. He urges them, but remains hungry, for he has no physical organs. you will find people who are like you. The kind of person one is, it is that kind of people he will find. Whoever likes to gossip, he will find people like him, gossipers. Whoever loves money, he will find others who love money as well. Whoever likes to drink, he will find drinkers like him. All day they will walk about in the world, and when they find somebody drinking, they will say, "Leave something for me." The one who likes smoking tobacco will find those who like smoking too. The ladies who like to put makeup on their faces will find others alike. Do you know how funny souls are? A soul thinks that it has hair, it has a face, that it sits in front of the mirror, putting makeup on it. There is no makeup. Then it puts on a dress and other clothing, but there is none. Things are much different there. It takes years until a soul acknowledges that it is just a dream. It's just like when you are dreaming that someone is chasing you, or when you are dreaming that you are rich. There is a whole lot of them around, a gluttonous person. They see you, stay by your side, and start giving you advice. But they only love the smell. When you are cooking, when they smell it, they feel great pleasure. When do you rejoice today? When you roast a pig, a chicken, a turkey, when you pour yourself some wine, then you sit at the tables, start rattling the forks, clinking glasses, drinking for health, for well-being throughout the world. However, these chickens and lambs are not pleased with your joy. They don't share it. Your joy is their sorrow. One day, the relations will change. Your fats will nourish the grass, which the sheep will peacefully graze. This will be the retribution for their meat, which you used for years. This the great karmic law. Christ says, when we so understand life, all the miseries will disappear and light will be bright. You don't know why sheep graze the grass. This is a temporary method, for in the future, food will be consumed through the entire body, through its pores, without chewing. You may ask, what should we do? You must always keep open, light, and clear the eye God has put into your souls, so that you can bathe in His light and warmth. Often people laugh at the Egyptians who worshipped Abyss, a sacred bull or deity. It is this Abyss who mellowed the temper of the Egyptians, who were very realistic people. You may say that this is a delusion. No, they believed that the deity lived in Abyss, and they worshipped that deity. Egyptians spiritualized animals and said that there was something divine in them. They believed that a deity is embodied in every animal, and thus they respected and worshipped all the animals. This is how they viewed Abyss, as a holy animal. Nobody could kill an animal there. They were greatly honored. In Isaiah chapter 66, it is said that when somebody killed an ox, it was the same as killing a man. The prophet Isaiah, who lived more than 3,000 years ago, he had higher morals than people nowadays. After all that, people say, Christ resurrected. Christ resurrected, but not for your oxen, sheep, chickens. Until Christ is resurrected for all the living creatures, for your oxen, sheep, and lambs, you won't be allowed into the kingdom of the Lord. I use the words ox, chicken, sheep figuratively. 2,000 years ago, Christ said, you shall love your neighbour as yourself. There is something missing in this line. It is not whole. That is why I add, you shall love all living creatures, from the smallest to the biggest, as yourself. Kind-hearted viewers, we appreciate your presence for today's Words of Wisdom.